It is often surprising for many people how common is the epidemic of dry hair, dry, fragile, frizzy hair. Many people suffer from that condition, and dry, frizzy hair has many problems associated with it. First of all, it is highly fragile, so very difficult to style, obviously. It is breaking, so you can actually end up with shorter hair than you'd like. You can't grow it out if that's something that you're interested in doing. It is associated with dry scalp as well, and dry scalp is notoriously sensitive, meaning it can be dry and flaky, which is already a problem in and of itself, but it can also become irritated, meaning red, bumpy, itchy, and that can be a persistent problem for many. The interesting thing about modern day skincare culture is that many of the practices that people use in their own personal lives are highly damaging to hair and to scalp. In this episode, we'll discuss what you should never do if you have dry, frizzy, sensitive hair. And in fact, those recommendations apply more broadly to more people if you choose to take that path and enjoy your hair as is, enjoying its natural qualities and relying on your own skin to support itself with minimal action on your part. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of future episodes. Now let's get started. So, things you should never do with dry hair. First of all, hot water. Hot water is so common. Everybody uses hot water to bathe or to shower. I'm talking about water above 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees centigrade. That temperature of water ends up scalding the skin, hurting the skin, damaging the skin, irritating the skin, making it more sensitive. If you're already on edge, if your skin is already sensitive, it's already dry and on the verge of becoming inflamed, hot water will only make matters worse. Whether it's momentarily or persistently after a threshold has been crossed, hot water across the board is damaging the skin and can damage your dry scalp and dry hair. Shampooing. As I've discussed in previous episodes, shampooing is a made-up practice and category of products. It was made up by the skincare industry during the early and mid portions of the 20th century and completely took over skincare culture. Everybody uses a shampoo nowadays, not considering what shampoos actually do on the skin. Shampoos are detergent-based category of products, and they ultimately strip away ingredients off the skin and off the hair that are necessary for the hair. Some shampoos have conditioning elements to them, but then again, they do contain emulsifiers and surfactants and detergents, and those can actually strip away the oils that naturally protect the skin and the hair, so they can be very damaging to one's hair and scalp if you already are on edge and your scalp and hair are already on the sensitive part. Many people use soaps or cleansers instead of shampoos, especially people with very short hairs or even bald scalps. These people tend to use soaps and save up on buying a shampoo, a more expensive product. Soaps do very similar things to what shampoos do. They are detergents, and soaps ultimately strip off oils and other ingredients that are meant to maintain the integrity of the skin. They strip them off the skin, and then the skin has to contend and make up for that deficit. If your skin is already in the red, already at a deficit, your skin may not catch up, and your scalp and hair will become more sensitized and more dry. Many people treat their hair and scalp with heat to straighten out the hair or style it a certain way. Heat treatments are invariably sensitizing to the scalp and to the hair. Devices like hot rollers or hot iron combs or flat irons can definitely damage the hair and damage the scalp, especially if you have dry scalp and dry hair. So watch out for using these devices. These devices will damage your hair, and that heat applied to the scalp may ultimately lead to such irritation that it can actually lead to inflammation and hair loss in some cases. Blow drying. Much like heat treatments applied to the scalp, blow drying, when it's used with heat, can create the same effects that the previous category of devices mentioned create. That is, drying up the hair. Obviously, that's meant to dry the hair, only that can create more damage than just drying the hair from water, can actually cause disruption of the oily layer that surrounds the hair shaft, and can definitely cause heating of the scalp, which eventually can lead to irritation and whatever follows. Chemical treatments such as perming and relaxing can also cause chemical abrasion of the hair and the scalp. That's obviously what they're designed to do, especially on the hair. Be mindful of the fact that many of these products are irritants by nature. They create chemical irritation on the surface of the scalp and change the nature of your hair to make it more fragile and weaker, so it breaks more easily and your scalp is more sensitive and becomes more irritable more easily as well. If you have dry, sensitive scalp, if you have dry hair, avoid these products. It's not worth it for you to irritate your scalp as such and make your scalp more sensitive, more prone to irritation, and ultimately possibly creating a state of chronic irritation and even leading to hair loss in some cases. If you've enjoyed this episode, share, like, and subscribe. Put a comment in the comment section and tell me what product or ingredient or practice are you using on your hair that I've just mentioned that could be making your hair or scalp worse off. Also, hit the notification bell to get notified of future episodes. So what should you do? After getting that laundry list of things you probably are better off avoiding, how can you treat your hair in a way that's going to be friendly to the hair and to the scalp? Well, obviously, first off, avoid hot water. Use tepid water or use cool water to wash your hair. By the way, if you have very dry hair, very dry scalp, avoid washing the hair very frequently altogether. Washing the hair frequently does lead to stripping off of the oils, even if it's just water, stripping off of oils off the scalp as well, and making your condition possibly worse. So the less you wash your hair throughout the week, the better off you are. Once a week or twice a week is perfectly fine, and you're getting rid of all the dirt, so to speak, all the dander, all the ingredients and particles that are ready to be shed off the skin will come off in that wash. You don't need to take it any further than that. Conditioning sometimes helps. Conditioning or adding an element to the hair and the scalp. It could be moisturizing them, meaning helping them restore the skin barrier or the surrounding layer around the hair shaft, can help restore some of the moisturizing elements that were lost in the course of washing, cleaning, drying, all those shenanigans, all those practices that people employ on their hair and on their scalp. Conditioning can definitely help, whether it's a rinse conditioner or it's a leave-in conditioner that you could use to apply to the scalp and to the hair to add that moisturizing element, that occlusive element to the hair and the scalp, and further protect those areas of the body. In certain hair types, especially the very dry hairs, adding oils to the hair can be very, very helpful. I'm talking about oils such as argan oil, shea butter, coconut oil, or even petroleum jelly. I've heard cases of people who use that as a moisturizer or as a conditioner of the hair. That can be very helpful in restoring some of that barrier protection for the hair so it can actually soften up and become much more manageable and healthy looking. Take it easy on hairstyling. Hairstyling as a general category is perfectly fine. However, make sure that your hairstyling practices do not create excessive dryness on the hair shaft or the scalp. Do not apply excessive heat to the hair or the scalp and are not irritating in it of themselves by virtue of being chemically abrasive, can cause tremendous changes in the nature of those areas and can lead to chronic irritation. So beware, stay away from these practices. Don't make matters worse for yourself. If you've enjoyed this video, share, like, and subscribe. Put a comment in the comment section and tell me, how's this episode helped you reevaluate your hair care practices? I would love to hear more from you about those hair care practices, and if you have any questions, please pop it in the comment section as well. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notices of future episodes. More great content coming your way right from this channel. Thanks for watching, and God bless.